Hurry up, kid. I don't have all day. The bus driver's gruff voice made 10-year-old Oliver flinch as he struggled to count the few coins in his trembling hands. His heart pounded. He was short, just 50 cents short. Behind him, the impatient murmurs of passengers grew louder. A tall man in a suit sighed loudly. A woman with a baby shifted uncomfortably. Oliver swallowed hard, blinking back the sting of embarrassment. Then, just as the driver was about to tell him to step aside, a warm, wrinkled hand reached over his shoulder. "Here, son," said a gentle voice. A shiny coin dropped into Oliver's palm. He turned to see an elderly man with kind eyes and a woolen cap. "That should do it." Oliver's eyes widened. "Thank you, sir." The old man just smiled. "No need to thank me. Just pass it on someday." Oliver didn't understand what he meant at the time, but those words stayed with him. Years passed. Oliver grew up in a rough neighborhood where kindness wasn't easy to find. His mother worked 2 jobs and his father had left long ago. He had learned to fend for himself, but that small act of kindness had left a deep imprint on his heart. At 18, Oliver was working the night shift at a small grocery store. One cold evening, a frail woman came in, counting crumpled dollar bills in her shaky hands. She placed a few items on the counter: bread, milk, and a small can of soup. "That'll be $6.75, Oliver said. The woman's face fell. She checked her money again and sighed. I only have $5, she murmured, looking defeated. Oliver saw the exhaustion in her eyes. Without hesitation, he reached into his pocket and pulled out 2 crumpled dollar bills, slipping them into the register. "You're all set, ma'am." He smiled. The woman's eyes welled up. "Oh, bless you, child. You don't know how much this means to me." Oliver just nodded, remembering the old man's words. Pass it on someday. Years later, Oliver became a paramedic. He had seen the worst of humanity: accidents, tragedies, loss, but he never lost the belief that kindness mattered. One rainy night, he and his partner received an emergency call. Male, elderly, unconscious, possible heart attack. They rushed to the scene, sirens wailing. When Oliver entered the dimly lit apartment, his breath caught in his throat. There, lying on the couch, was the same kind-eyed man who had helped him all those years ago. "Stay with me, sir," Oliver urged, his voice tight with emotion as they worked quickly to stabilize him. The man's eyelids fluttered open, and for a moment, recognition flickered in his tired eyes. A weak smile appeared on his lips. "I remember you, boy," he whispered. "You passed it on." Tears blurred Oliver's vision, but he held the man's hand firmly. "And now, it's my turn to help you." The hospital saved the old man that night, and Oliver visited him often. They talked for hours, sharing stories and laughter. And one day, as the old man held Oliver's hand, he whispered his final words: "Keep passing it on, son. The world needs more of it." Oliver did just that. And with every small act of kindness, a lifetime of change unfolded, touching hearts in ways he could never have imagined.